Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as my friends over at yarnspirations.com. This is a Canada 150th special tutorial today. Today we're going to work on the Lumberjack Crochet Throw designed by Mid Knits, a Canadian designer right here. So today let's begin to work on this tutorial. But first, let's see this. This video has sound alerts added. When you hear this sound, it will be your signal that the segment is finishing up. Press stop and crochet the instructions and then press play again to continue along in your project. So as mentioned, this is a special design by Mid Knits created for yarnspirations.com. Really wonderful observation of ideas here, and it is a really thick pattern in order to play with. So when you look at the thickness, it is going to be really quite wonderful. And I really like the concept generally. It does give me a nice homey feeling to it, and I think it's a great homage to the Canada 150th celebration. So today you're going to need a 10mm size N crochet hook, and we're featuring Bernat Softy Chunky yarn today. You can see that the ball counts are a little bit substantial for this, but this is an ultra thick blanket like so, and I think that you'll get a long-term use out of this as well. So within today's project we're going to talk a little bit about what you're looking at, and then we're going to dive right on in. So if you look at the photo, I want you to turn this upside down the other way, and what we're going to be doing is that we're going to be working on the gray area first, and then we're going to do a whack of area of that, and then we're going to transition to white and then into the wine and then back into the white. So when you're looking at it from this perspective, this is how I have it here. So you'll notice that the gray looks a little bit different than this area up here. So there's three in a row that creates a ridge, and then there's one that's sunk down in between. So if you look at this perspective, you can see here's the sunken ones right here, and then once we get to the white section it turns into a ribbing just like you see, and that carries right up to the top of the project. So within today's project, what happens if you want to change the size? Well, the designer's done a great job with that as well, and the multiples on this are 4 plus 3. So if you'd like to change the design and make it a different size, if you keep them in multiples of 4 plus 3, you'll be successful each and every time. So today I'm going to get you started. We're going to work on the gray area. I'm going to do a small sample with you on camera, and then I'm going to show you how it transitions into the ribbing and etc. And let's talk a little bit about the color transitions as well in the pattern. Let's go to page number 2. You will notice that rows all the way from 1 to 52 ending on row number 2 is going to be gray, and then 53 all the way to 64, which is 12 rows, will be natural white, and then there will be 4 rows of the wine color, and then the last 5 rows will be then the white color. So this is how the colors are breaking down within today's project. You will notice that this project has a right side and a wrong side. You're looking at the right side here. This is the side that is shown in the photograph of the pattern. You can see that the 3 ridges are up and then there's 1 down. So on the back, because of that, you're going to have 3 ridges that are down and then the 1 ridge up. This is the wrong side. So if you're displaying this on your sofa, make sure that it's the right side that faces up. So let's begin. Today we're going to create a slip knot using your 10mm size N as in Nancy crochet hook today. So create a slip knot. And this is relatively easy once you get started. So you can either chain 83 that I suggest, or what you can just do is chain in multiples of 4 plus 3. So if you do multiples of 4, you go 4, 8, 12 and etc. And when you're satisfied with it, just add 3 more chains. So I'm going to do a multiple of 4. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Is it big enough? Yes or no? If not, do it again. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Big enough? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3 and 4. So once you're satisfied with the width, say you got it to the size that you wanted other than the 83 that it's suggesting, then you're just going to add 3 more. So 1, 2 and 3. So that is your multiples of 4 plus 3. Let's begin row number 1. We're going to go 4th chain from the hook, so just count it back. So 1, 2, 3. Get to the 4th one and turn it over and get the back loop only, and I want you to double crochet in the back loop of that one of the 4th one away. So this chain that you just created right here, okay, that is considered one of the double crochets in the future. So all you're just going to do for row number 1 is that you're going to just double crochet yourself all the way across your chain. So no matter what size your chain is, just double crochet all the way, and I'll see at the end of this chain. So I'm coming all the way to the end, and I just want to go into the very last chain that I have with the double crochet, and then that's done. So we're going to turn our work and go for row number 2. So row number 2 and 3 are the repeat pattern then for this gray area, and it's slightly different than the other ribbed area. So let's begin. We're going to chain up 2, and it counts as a double crochet, so it counts as the stitch that is existing over top of this one. So that's done. So all we're just going to do then for the next one is that the next 3 are going to be back post double crochets. So we're just going to wrap the hook, okay, and we're going to come in from behind and just insert through the post and then back out, and then pull through, and then pull through 2 and 2. And you're going to do 3 of those in a row. So let's do another one. So you're going to wrap the hook and just see the posts that are here. You're just going to pop it out through the back, and then it comes out through the front, and you pop it right back out to the back again, and you just double crochet as normal. Okay, so do it again. So wrap and through the back post. It gets easier once you get more material onto this project, and you're gonna just do a back post double crochet. So you do 3 in a row. The next one is gonna be 1 front post double crochet. So wrap the hook coming in from the front side of the post across, and then wrap, and then pull through 2 and 2, and then that's it. So you want to continue to repeat your pattern going all the way across. So it's gonna be 3 back post double crochets in a row. So 1 and 2. This is a matter of getting this pattern started. It gets easier. And then 3. And then the next one is going to be a front post double crochet. So just wrap the hook coming from the front side and over. So just think of it as in groups of 3 for the back post, and then the 4th one is the front post. When you get all the way to the end, okay, you're just gonna keep repeating that. When you get all the way to the end, you'll notice that there's gonna be 4 stitches beyond this post that you see. So what you're gonna do is that all the final 4 are all gonna be back post double crochets. Okay, so that 4th one, we don't switch it over to be a front post double crochet at all. And you're thinking that doesn't really make sense because you've been working in groups of 3. It does make sense once it's visually done for you, and you'll see it done at a later time. So in the very back turning chain over here, you're gonna make that also into a back post double crochet, just like that. So you have what appears to be 3, what it is, 3 back post double crochets, but the very final there will be 4, and etc. So let's turn our work and go for row number 3. This is a repeat pattern. So now you can see this is the good side of the project. Again, you see the raised ridges. There's 3 of them, and then there's an indentation in. So the easy thing about it is that whatever you see raised up, you make it raised again, and whatever sunk back, you keep it in the back. So you chain up 2 for the very first one. That counts as a stitch, okay, and then you just go to the first one, and this is in the front post. See how it's coming towards you, it's not sunk back, so keep that as a front post double crochet again, and you do that one plus all the ones that are sticking out towards you. So you're matching exactly what you see, just like that. Okay, so the 3 in a row were in the front post double crochet. You can see that this one here is in behind, so you're just gonna come and make that continue to be a back post double crochet to keep that behind, and then the next 3 are again in front. So you just front post double crochet those, and you do that all the way across your pattern. You just match exactly what you see, and that's what makes this pattern so easy. There's not a lot of thought to it as far as what you need to do. So the next one, you can see it's in the back, so keep it in the back, do a back post double crochet, and then the next one's in the front. So the last ones here, just remember that the last ones of your entire row will all be the same thing. So there will be 4 front post double crochets in the last one when you get all the way to the edge, just like that. So come to this last one and also make it a front post double crochet. So that's kind of the exception to the rule, is that last one that you have. So therefore you can kind of see it. So this is repeating of row number 3. So this is row number 3. So in order to continue along, you turn your work and you do row number 2 again. So you can see you're on the back side of the project. So chain up 2 counts as that first one, and then you can see that the other 3 are in the back post. They're from the back, so you want to maintain those as back post double crochet. Do you follow the pattern? You're just maintaining what you already can see. So this is repeating of row number 2 of what you've already done below, and so it's just a matter of just following this up. So then the next one's a front post double crochet because you want to maintain that ridge that's in the forward, and then just continue to go to the back and do those as you see. So with this size hook and the thickness of this yarn, you'll notice that the yarn will go really quickly, but the pattern also will generate real quick. So the next one's in the front, you keep it in the front, and etc. The next ones are in the back, and this is the end of the line, so therefore all of them, all 4, will be in the back. Just like that. So make sure you include this turning chain also as part of the back. So then what you want to do is that you want to turn your work and you start row number 3. So you can see it's really maintaining up now. So you're just gonna keep repeating rows 2 and 3 until you get to row number 52, and 52 will be ending on row number 2. Okay, so you have to end on row number 2 in order to get this thing to work out. So we just did row number 2 now, so that's just the way it goes. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna move you up now, and we're gonna do the white area next, and we're gonna transition these 3 now into be the rib stitch as we move up. So just do all those rows now, and then meet me back here, and then we'll transition to white together. To transition to white, you just gotta finish off your yarn that you have, and then you can use that darning needle later if you want to, and I'll show you how to do that as well later to weave those in. And then we're gonna grab our white yarn, and we're going to start exactly where we left off, and I'm gonna create a slip knot to begin just as extra security, and I'm gonna go in the top of the very first stitch that is here, and I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to chain a total of 2, 1 and 2. So what we have to just do is that the first one will be a front post double crochet, so just make that happen, and instead of doing all 3 of the same, the next one is going to be a back post double crochet. So come in from the back and back out the other side and make that into a back post double crochet, and then the next one is a front post double crochet, just like that. So you see what happens? So the 2 outsides of the 3 still maintain to be out, and then the one in the middle turn toward the back. So the next one's in the back post, so it's just opposite of each other. So what's in the front in the first stitch is in the back in the next stitch. So carrying along, you're just gonna keep on moving. So this one's in the back, so the next one has to be in the forward. So it's a front post double crochet, and then the next one has to be a back. Okay, the next one's in the front, and the next one's in the back. So you're just gonna do that all the way across for this row. It's really quite an easy row, and then you end up with 4 stitches along the last section here. So what you want to do is that you want to maintain what you already know. So this is going in the forward, this one's going in the back, and the exception of the rule is coming up, the next one's in the forward, and so make the final one here also in the forward. So it's a front post double crochet. That's the only exception to that. It'll sink back down and it will make sense in a little bit. So you turn your work, and now you're on the back side. You can see the back side of the project, and you're gonna maintain exactly what you can already see. So you're gonna chain up 2, which counts as a stitch. The first one is in the back post. You can see it's in the back, so make it a back post. Okay, the next one is in the front. You can see that, make that in front. So you're matching exactly what you see, and you keep doing that all the way across, and these will keep these ribs all in line with each other. So it's the same thing as just doing opposite to each other, but you're maintaining what you already can see here in the pattern to create the stabilization of the rib. Okay, so you move all the way across. So what's gonna happen in the very final is the same thing. So when you get all the way across in the final, you're going to notice the same thing. So you can see that you got a back one next, and because this one is a back, the last one needs to be a back as well. So the last one has to be the same stitch as the one before it. Okay, so then you turn your work. So the white rows, which happens here is that there's gonna be a total of 12 white rows in a row. Let me get you started one more time. So you chain up 2, you see what's in the front, keep that in the front with the front post double crochet. You can see the other one's sunken in behind, so keep it in behind, and you just keep on doing that for a total of 12 rows, and then you're gonna switch off to the wine color, and you're gonna do 4 rows of the wine, and then you're gonna switch back and then do 5 more rows of the white just like you see it. So what I'm gonna do is that at the end of this row I'm gonna show you how to change color, and then we'll move you up to there, and then I will leave the rest of this project for you to do, because really all the stitch work has now basically been covered. So now we're gonna switch over to wine, and I'm just finishing up this white here, and I'm just gonna fasten off. You can either do it this way or you can do it what it's suggesting in the pattern. It's up to you. It's your own creativity. You can decide what works. I'm gonna show you how to weave in the ends later, because you'll end up with some ends that you need to take care of. So now you're gonna grab your wine color, and it'll be total of 4 rows doing the wine. You're going to create a slip knot to begin for extra security, and you're gonna start right on the edge here. So pull through and then chain 2, so it counts as a stitch. And you can see the first one is in behind, so you're gonna maintain that to be behind. And then the next one here is going to be in the front. You can see that's in the front here. We're gonna take care of our loose ends later. So the next one's in behind, and etc. So you're just matching exactly everything. The ribbing of this wine area stays exactly the same as the white area, so it just matter of just it's a color change. It's nothing much more than that. So this is how you create ribbing, and when you create ribbing, especially on hats and anything, it creates the elasticity of the project. It also, you'll notice that it will have a beautiful drape to it whenever you're displaying this as well, and when you're stretching it openly, it will look really quite fabulous as well. So you're just going all the way to the end, just maintaining what you see, and again the last 2 are always the same as each other. So the next one is a back post double crochet. That means that the final one must also be a back post double crochet. So then you turn your work, so that's row 1 of 4. So then turning your work, chain up 2 counts as the first one, and then you just maintain. So you can see this was in the front, so keep it in the front, and etc. So this is how you do this particular blanket. It's really quite an easy blanket to do, and I think it actually won't take too much time at all. It'll go relatively quickly for you, and I think that you'll have a nice stellar homage to the Canada 150th. And I think it's a really neat idea. So you can have a lot of fun with this particular design. Let me show you how to chain or get rid of your loose ends. So what happens is that you end up with these loose strings in the end. So because it's nice thick yarn, just throw it through a darning needle. I wouldn't weave it in, I'd actually throw it through a darning needle. So now that it's in a darning needle, you're just gonna take it and you're just gonna go straight down into the actual project and pull it through. Okay, and then just come on down, and then just make sure everything's nice and loose, and then just go back up into the same yarn color itself and back up. Now the nice thing is that you're not changing this color that often, so it's not like you have much to worry about. And so what happens is that you end up being able to hide these loose ends really quite nicely, and then once you have that done, you can just safely just trim it down and right to the project, and you'll never see those. So you will do the same with the white. So just make sure you just weave in and out of the white area just like you see, and then same with the red as well. So it's actually not a hard pattern to be able to do, and when you look at it from this perspective, it's actually quite an amazing little project to do, and I think that you'll have a lot of fun doing it as well. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. Have a great day. We'll see you again real soon. Bye bye.